Hi all, welcome to this La Liga Player of the Month guide for January. Fairly straightforward, we should expect it to be En-Nesyri. However, Luis Suarez, even Frenkie De Jong all have viable shouts, but I thought I'd at least mention all the nominees and break them all down as usual and then kind of take it forward from there. So you're welcome to smash like always, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter, she is a legend. All links are down below for following the channel and social media links as always. Comment down below who you think will win the La Liga Player of the Month for January. En-Nesyri should be pretty academic. The SBC should be around 40 to 50k, at the very most 60. Projected stats of 84 pace, 88 shot, 64 pass, 85 dribbling and physical, 41 defending should be how it looks. Suarez would be about the same rating as his moments card. He is in line, but there was talk of an inform this week, but obviously with the moments it's thrown that spanner in the works. De Jong is based on his potential inform that he could be due this week or today even, so that is why we've gave him as an 88 rated card. He would be even if not for the Player of the Month. Cruz, regardless if he gets an inform or not, would be 91. Wouldn't be the most appealing card solely due to pace, but would probably be a fun card from a passing and probably even a shooting perspective actually, so I wouldn't exactly go wrong with that. Pau Torres, 84 rated, be at least a half decent centre back, but sadly just not viable. Roger, same rules apply with Levante's form in January, kind of a mixed bag, but it would be an 84, fairly cheap ordinary striker. And Canales, there is talk of him potentially getting an inform, but I thought I would just keep him as an 86 for now, just in case he's not. If he was an 87, just expect +1s in the stats for him. I didn't put Canales as an 87 was because Fekir is the more likely shout, but we'll see what happens though. So En-Nesyri, I imagine would just be one route, and it would probably just be either an 83 or an 84 rated squad with one inform. Or even then it might just be an 84 with no inform. It depends how much they want to kind of keep it fairly cheap or so forth. But or they'll do an 82 and an 83 and it's like an inform in both, say potentially. They'll try and muck it up somewhere, but it should be fairly straightforward as long as you stockpile your 82s, your 83s, and as long as you've got an 81, 82 rated inform for discard, you should be fine. Cover your back with La Liga, and even to an extent Sevilla, you'd just have like Campos. As long as you've got like a Campos, I suppose, in your club, or in fact Vaslik's probably the best shout. Get a Vaslik, keep it as long as you've got one in spare. I doubt you'll need Sevilla, but it's usually just maybe one La Liga. You're not going to need Morocco because of options within the nation, because it's like Ziyech and then it's suddenly everywhere else is like Abdel Hamid, and so your kind of options are a bit light. Suarez, people wouldn't do it because obviously the moments card is around, yet folk will still do the SBC version simply because of, oh, I didn't want to do the moments version, didn't like it, but I'll do the SBC version. It's like hypocrisy at its finest. His Player of the Month should be like 100k tops, if honest. Like, it shouldn't be much more, but sadly it will be. Suarez had 4 goals, 1 assist in a month, but En-Nesyri was 7 goals from 5. Sevilla did lose 1 game, but 7 goals is usually very hard to ignore. Canales 4 goals in the month, 2 wins, 2 draws. Fairly well-rounded card actually for an 86. Even if he was to get the inform going an 87, it would be a nice alternative to some of the players within the league, especially if you're giving him 90 plus passing and dribbling for an 87 rated card. Frenkie De Jong will not be cheap. He'd probably work out at like 150, 200k for some reason. They'll do it like an 83, 84, 85. I don't know why. It would be that kind of daft thing that they would do when in realistic terms it shouldn't be, but it's because it would be Dutch and Barcelona and your alternatives being like Gini Wijnaldum. You just have to look at the alternatives and you'd be like, they would force a reason on that, but it'd be a couple 100k and people would do because it's Frenkie De Jong. Cruz should be about 100k tops, but he won't, because obviously his form in general isn't exactly cheap, so you're probably doubling the value right away on Kroos, because obviously his 89 is like 70k, so you'd be roughly looking at about 150k for say a play of the month version of Kroos. Pau Torres and Roger would probably be like 30k tops, maybe even 20k tops, you never know. But realistically for me, if Suarez was to sneak it, be at least prepared with everything from like even Atletico could have a potential requirement, but I highly doubt it. It's more a case of just keeping an eye on the card, because it would be like 150k. It would be like 150k, and all that would really be different on the player card would be slightly less pace and slightly less dribbling. Like the shooting, the passing, the defending and the physical would be about the same. It's just that the play of the month would just have slightly altered stats, so you've got to keep that one in mind. But even I say 150k, it is tops, by the way, especially when you think about it. You just have a free card obtained through objectives. But with De Jong as well, worth keeping the loosely, keep players from the Netherlands, so you'd maybe look at Promes, for example, could be quite regular, De Vrij even, but you try to look at lower rated simply by trying to then keep the spend minimal in that element, but ensuring that your 84s, your 85s, and even maybe namely 84s, 85s where we're going to be quite heavy on near enough everybody except for En-Nesyri, where it should just be 82s and 83s, at the very most 84s that you should be covering your back with. But we should have the SBC drop roughly about by next Friday, so the 5th of February. So keep your eyes peeled for it. La Liga will either tweet it out themselves before EA, or EA will tweet it out themselves in due course. But let me know, folks, in the comments below who you would like to win the La Liga Player of the Month. Does any of these cards remotely appeal to you in the slightest? And what would you think what was your thoughts on potential requirements and pack return? Pack return will be awful anyway, we'd imagine anyway, but it is what it is. So hopefully you find this all useful, folks. Take it easy, all. Smash like, always, sub the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you all later.